René's first prototype, a delicate, bird-like machine, soared for only a few precious moments before faltering and crashing into a muddy field on the outskirts of Paris, its fragile frame shattered, gears and wires strewn across the ground like the broken dreams of its creator. Yet, René's failure was short-lived. With each setback, his determination grew stronger. He returned to his workshop with Éloise's comforting words echoing in his mind, her steady hand reminding him that even the brightest stars struggle to break through the darkness. It wasn't long before his persistence caught the attention of Colonel Étienne Marceau, a shrewd yet charismatic figure within the French military. Marceau was a man who saw potential where others saw folly. The promise of unmanned flight, he believed, could turn the tide of war a silent, unstoppable force that could bypass enemy trenches and strike at the heart of the conflict. When Marceau visited René's humble workshop, he brought with him an air of authority that seemed out of place. Amid the ticking contraptions and scattered blueprints, "Monsieur Fournier," he said, extending a hand, "your vision is the kind that wins wars." René hesitated but eventually shook the colonel's hand. With military backing came access to materials he could only dream of: lightweight alloys, precision tools, and facilities where his ideas could truly take shape. The workshop in Montmartre was soon replaced by a sleek, guarded laboratory on the outskirts of the city. But this newfound support came with strings attached. The military circle of inventors was a competitive and hostile environment. René quickly became a target for rivals, men who saw his rapid progress as a threat to their own ambitions. Among them was Lucien Faber, a brilliant but ruthless engineer with a reputation for sabotage. Lucien, along with others, began spreading rumors about René's designs being impractical, even dangerous. When whispers failed, they resorted to more direct means. One fateful night, René's old workshop, a sanctuary he still used as a retreat, was set ablaze. The fire consumed years of notes, prototypes, and personal mementos. René, alerted by the flicker of flames against the night sky, rushed to the scene with Éloise by his side. They arrived to find the structure engulfed, the acrid smoke choking the air. Ignoring Éloise's protests, René charged into the inferno. The heat was oppressive, the flames licking at his clothes as he frantically searched for anything he could save. Amid the chaos, his hand brushed against a piece of metal, a scorched remnant of his latest design. It was then he noticed the mark. Etched into the blackened surface was a strange symbol, a circle bisected by jagged lines, surrounded by cryptic characters. It was crude yet deliberate, as if carved in haste, but with a clear intent. René froze, his heart pounding not from the fire, but from a sudden, visceral fear. This was no ordinary act of sabotage. Éloise, waiting outside, saw René stumble from the flames, coughing and clutching the piece of metal. "You're insane," she scolded, helping him to the ground. But her reprimand turned to silence when she saw the symbol. "What is that?" she whispered, her voice trembling. "I don't know," René replied, his eyes fixed on the artifact. "But it's a warning." Over the next few days, René's suspicions were confirmed. Through hushed conversations and intercepted messages, he learned of a shadowy group operating on the fringes of the war, men and women who believed that his work threatened the delicate balance of power between nations. They called themselves Les Veilleurs, the Watchers. Their creed was simple: technological progress, if left unchecked, would unravel the world. The warning pushed René into a corner. His machines, once symbols of hope, were now magnets for danger. Colonel Marceau, upon learning of the incident, tightened security around René, but also made it clear that failure was no longer an option. "You are too valuable now, Fournier," Marceau said coldly, "and too visible. The Watchers won't stop. Neither will your rivals. You must deliver results before they destroy you." René's work became an obsession. His every waking moment spent refining his designs under the watchful eyes of military guards. Yet, the memory of the symbol haunted him. He began to notice strange figures in the shadows, hear whispers in the night. Éloise, ever his anchor, urged him to slow down, to consider the cost of his ambitions. "You're playing with fire," she warned. "And I don't just mean the kind that burns buildings." But René could not stop. He began encrypting his blueprints, hiding his most advanced ideas in places even the military couldn't find. He started leaving subtle countermeasures in his designs, veil-savers that could render the machines useless if they fell into the wrong hands. As René toiled, the world outside continued to unravel. The war grew bloodier, the need for his machines more desperate. The Watchers made their presence known again, this time through an intercepted letter left on his doorstep. "The skies belong to no man. Fournier, stop, or we will make you." René read the letter aloud to Éloise, his voice steady but his hands shaking. "They won't stop," he said. "Then you can't fight them alone," she replied, her eyes fierce. "You'll need allies, real ones." René nodded. But deep down, he knew this was no longer just about allies or enemies. This was about the soul of his creation. His machines were meant to transcend war, to touch the heavens in defiance of the darkness below. But to protect them, René would have to confront not just the Watchers, but his own doubts and fears. And as he looked at the symbol etched into the metal, he realized something else: the greatest battles are not fought in the skies, but within the heart.